Okay, this video is for problem 1-54 in our CPM CCG textbook, and this one will review a little bit graphing lines. And so I'm going to go through part A, and I think it'll help give you an idea for part B and C. They're similar, they'll just be different lines. And one thing I want you to notice is all of these equations are written in y equals mx plus b form. And so I believe that will kind of ring a bell for you, but just a little reminder, the two things that are super important in this form are m, and that is the slope of our line, and then this b at the end, and that's our y-intercept. And remember, the y-intercept is where our line will cross the y-axis. And so if we're going to graph these lines below, those are the things we really need to worry about. Those are the things that are going to give us the information to put these lines on our grid. And so I'm going to go lower. I've got graph paper down there. I will rewrite problem A on it. So 3x minus 3, y equals 3x minus 3. And so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a set of axes to work with. So there's a y-axis. The y-axis is the vertical one. On a straight line here. And this one is our x-axis. And so again, up and down is y, right and left is x. And so we are going to start with our y-intercept, the B position. And so notice our y-intercept says -3. And so what that means as far as points go is 0, -3. And so if we're going to graph that point, the x value is 0, and the x value is always 0 for a y-intercept, and the y value is 3. And so to put that on the grid, you would go down 3 from our origin, right? Because x being 0 means you go right and left 0, so I don't go anywhere, and then I go down 3 for -3. And then I can put a dot there. And so I know my line will cross this spot on the graph. Now, the next thing I'm going to work with is our slope. So I'm going to give it a little bit of space, but that is actually I should put that arrow up top. Our slope is the number in front of the x, right? That is the m portion in y equals mx plus b. And we can consider slope to be a fraction, rise over run. And when we think of it as rise over run, it really helps us plot new dots on our grid so that we can ultimately connect the dots and create this line. And the reason why it helps us is because our rise means we're going to go up or down, and then our run is right or left. And so it's easy for us to count these boxes up or down, right and left, to get our next point by using the slope if it's written in like that rise over run form. And so remember, we just see a 3 there. It's not a fraction, but every whole number can be written as a fraction if we put it over 1. And so a slope of 3 is like a slope of 3 over 1. And now it's in a rise over run form because the top number is our rise. That means we'll go up 3 since it's positive. And the bottom number is our run. So we'll go right 1 because it's positive as well. And so we'll come back to our blue dot on our graph, right? This blue dot right here. And from there, our slope needs us to go up 3 over 1, right? Rise is 3, run is 1. And we just repeat that process, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. You really only need 2 dots, and then you can connect the lines. I'll do a couple of them. So from our blue dot, we go up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. And there's the points for us. And so what you would want to do after making a couple points is just connect the dots with some arrows on the end. And so I'll try to do that as straight as I can. And that is our line. Now, if you look at the other ones, it's going to be the same idea, but we have different slopes, different y-intercepts. Notice the next two are negative. And so always kind of think about attaching that negative to the top number. And so in B, our rise will be -2. That means you'll go down 2. Our run will be +3, so right 3. And then remember in C, we'll think of that as -4 over 1. And so once we get our y-intercept, we'll go down 4, right 1 each time to produce new dots. All right, I hope that helped. Thank you very much.